Daily use sentences with was and were. Sentences with was. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. She was very tired after work. She was very tired after work. The weather was pleasant yesterday. The weather was pleasant yesterday. He was not at home in the morning. He was not at home in the morning. The cake was delicious. The cake was delicious. I was surprised to see her there. I was surprised to see her there. My phone was not working properly. My phone was not working properly. She was happy to hear the news. She was happy to hear the news. The shop was closed when I reached. The shop was closed when I reached. It was a wonderful experience. It was a wonderful experience. The meeting was very productive. The meeting was very productive. He was my best friend in school. He was my best friend in school. The book was interesting. The book was interesting. I was feeling cold last night. I was feeling cold last night. The teacher was angry with the students. The teacher was angry with the students. She was upset about the result. She was upset about the result. It was not my fault. It was not my fault. The baby was sleeping when we arrived. The baby was sleeping when we arrived. My car was parked near the mall. My car was parked near the mall. The dinner was ready by 8 p.m. The dinner was ready by 8 p.m. He was a great musician. He was a great musician. There was no electricity at home. There was no electricity at home. The road was blocked due to heavy rain. The road was blocked due to heavy rain. I was about to call you. I was about to call you. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. Sentences with were. They were playing in the park. They were playing in the park. We were happy with the results. We were happy with the results. You were late for the meeting. You were late for the meeting. The kids were excited about the trip. The kids were excited about the trip. My parents were in Mumbai last week. My parents were in Mumbai last week. Where were you yesterday? Where were you yesterday? They were not ready for the exam. They were not ready for the exam. We were discussing the project. We were discussing the project. You were talking too loudly. You were talking too loudly. The streets were empty at night. The streets were empty at night. The flowers were blooming beautifully. The flowers were blooming beautifully. You were right about him. You were right about him. The guests were impressed by the decoration. The guests were impressed by the decoration. They were watching a movie when I called. They were watching a movie when I called. All the seats were occupied. All the seats were occupied. The students were studying in the library. The students were studying in the library. We were lost in the forest. We were lost in the forest. The roads were wet after the rain. The roads were wet after the rain. They were not paying attention. They were not paying attention. We were supposed to meet at 5 p.m. We were supposed to meet at 5 p.m. The doors were locked. The doors were locked. Some people were protesting outside. Some people were protesting outside. The lights were flickering. The lights were flickering. The dogs were barking all night. The dogs were barking all night. We were planning a surprise party. We were planning a surprise party. Thanks for watching.